in the game. It's in the game. It's the Cleveland Browns and the Philadelphia Eagles. All that and more coming up next.
This is the NFL on EA Sports, and we join you from South Philly, close to 70,000 strong, packing Lincoln Financial Field, the home of the Eagles. So good to have you with us. Mike Tirico, Greg Olsen up here in the booth. And Greg, this is one of those games that a little old school. Maybe if it was in black and white, it would be fitting, right? We got a couple of teams who have to hand it off and see their running backs do it on the ground.
And it's just so cool, and you mentioned it, Mike. Maybe 10, 15 years ago, this would have been the norm on any given weekend, but we're seeing the game trend to more of a passing-style offense. If you want to score points, it mostly comes through the air. So for these two kind of throwback offenses that rely so heavily on their running backs, for anybody that loves old-school power football, I think we're in for a treat.
The veteran kicker, Dustin Hopkins, out to get things started. And we're underway here in South Philly. Britton Covey now on the return. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. So the Philadelphia offense set to take over for the first time. And leading them out, their quarterback. It's Jalen Hurts.
I don't know about you, Mike, but my biggest takeaway from our meeting with him was just how important it is that they get off to a fast start. He made it very clear. They wanted to put their opponent on their heels right from the jump. So I think early in this game, they're going to come out swinging right from their opening whistle.
It'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3. They face second down and 7. Dotson, the man in motion. On second down, Hurts. And they'll be set up now. Up past the 40 with that one.
And this is something the defense knew they had to contain coming in today, Mike. They worked all week on containing this quarterback. But here we are, early on in the game, a nice scramble there, good yardage, and he's able to pick up the first down.
Man in motion is Brown. They show jet sweep and instead run it up the middle. And he'll get this up to the 44. Myles Garrett able to bring him down. Second and 7. They send him right out of the slot. A second down throw for Hurts. Oh, he's got a man. His tight end, Goddard. It's a gain of 19 in the air. Good for an Eagles first down.
Really nice throw there. The ability to throw the ball out on the perimeter. Yes, arm strength and all that, but it's also timing. The timing of the route. When is that wide receiver coming out of his break to deliver that ball accurately as his head comes around? If the ball's thrown too early, the receiver's not ready. If the ball's thrown too late, that's when disaster strikes.
He's fighting to get back to the line of scrimmage, but can't get there. He dropped for the loss of a yard.
Every team makes an emphasis on winning first down, but as a defense, when you're able to take them back for a loss, second and long, you can really become more of a pass-centric defense and really tips the scales into your favor.
He'll stay on the ground with Barkley. He'll manage only about 3, so it will bring up third down. From the shotgun, it's Hurts. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
Here's the quarterback doing everything in his power to extend this play, and none of his guys could get open. You got to see someone separate, work with your quarterback, go into scramble second reaction mode, and let's also give some credit to the back end doing a nice job plastering with their assignment and He had no choice but to throw it away.
Elliott's kick is good. And the Eagles will take a 3-0 lead.
And that's a good drive right out of the gate. They're able to make some plays, move the ball down the field. I know they didn't get a touchdown, but that is a good, positive result.
3 points on that opening drive. We'll see the response as the kick's away. Pierre Strong on the return. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. The Cleveland offense set to take the field for the first time. Leading them out, the veteran quarterback first-round pick back in 2017, Deshaun Watson.
There was a time, and it wasn't very long ago, Mike, that this guy was trending towards becoming one of the best quarterbacks in the entire NFL. He has to find a way to get back to stacking strong performances, one after another, and keep his team in the hunt. It'll be interesting to see how this one plays out, but if he plays well, his team is always going to have a strong chance of winning. This is why it's so critical that the quarterback and his intended target are on the same page. They got to speak the same language. When there's miscommunication, it leads to errant throws, and when errant throws lead to big missed opportunities.
Fake the handoff. Now Watson. And that's going to be intercepted by Darius Slay. And his offense is going to be all set up with a short field and a chance to extend their lead.
Well, that's the fast start they talked about all week, Mike. You come out, you take the immediate lead with your opening drive. Your defense goes out there, they force a turnover early. All these plays allow you to just keep stacking momentum early in this ball game. This game is far from over, but anytime you get out to a start like this, it is a lot harder for your opponent to battle back.
Here's 1st and 10. Here's a handoff to Barkley. And he's going to be stopped in his tracks. He'll lose a couple of yards on that one.
Well, they try to get the run game started here early on this drive, Mike, and they're just going to have to do a better job up front. There's really nowhere for this ball carrier to go. You never want to lose yards on 1st down, but that's exactly the case here.
To throw on 2nd down is Hurts.
Well, we've seen time and time again just how dangerous this quarterback can be, Mike, when he decides to tuck it and take off. So that is a great job defensively to rally to the football and hold him to just a short gain.
Here's a 3rd and 10. A shotgun snap now to Hurts. And this is going to be incomplete. That is great work there, making things difficult defensively. It'll set up a 4th down.
And barring an aggressive decision here on 4th down, it just seemed like a really wasted possession to go 3 and out, not able to pick up a single 1st down. Not only do you not able to gain any field position advantage, it really takes a lot of the wind out of your sails as you find yourself jogging off the field and the punt team coming on. And this is what you want. I mean, you clearly have the advantage, but you want to continue to apply pressure. Can you score every time you get the ball? They're able to do that here. They tack on 3 and extend their lead.
And back to work goes Elliott after making the field goal. He'll send this one away. On the return, this is Strong. And he'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. The Browns offense ready to take over for their 2nd possession. The deficit, 6 points. A touchdown here would be mighty nice for the offense. See what they can do on this drive. 1st and 10. Now the Georgia Bulldog. Here's Nick Chubb. And he'll take this to about the 28. Nakobe Dean in on the tackle. They'll come up on a 2nd down and 8. Out of the gun, Watson. That's into the hands of Judy on the right side. And they'll be set up now. Up past the 40 with that one.
Every quarterback's dream is, can I get the ball out of my hand as fast as possible and get it to a guy that can do the rest after the catch? And it seems like nowadays, throughout the entire league, the best offenses thrive in yards after the catch.
Watson going to give it to Chubb. And he's taken down on what should be the final play of this first quarter. One quarter in the books. 6-0 is our score. And we're back in Philly in a moment. Second down and 3. They'll run. This is Jerome Ford. And he's got it. First down. A pickup of 4.
I think this second down call, Mike, they were hoping that at worst they had themselves set up for a third down and short. But there's no need for third down. He was able to get enough on second, and they get a fresh set of downs.
Set to go now on 1st and 10. They'll run it straight ahead with Chubb. And nothing on that one, back to the line of scrimmage, and that is it.
Just watch the speed of the pursuit out of this safety on this tackle, Mike. His ability to play from depth and attack the line of scrimmage and meet that ball carrier in the hole and keep him to no gain. You don't see a lot of safeties able to make that tackle in the open field. That's pretty impressive.
Once again, it's Chubb. He's going to be taken down at about the 30.
And a nice pickup there by the back with an explosive run play. And it's important to point out, Mike, this offensive play caller, he's still working off that opening script. It doesn't necessarily have to just be the first possession. Using formations, using run game and pass. Unmask the defense and understand where to take the play calling as the game unfolds.
Now, first down throw for Watson. He's got his man, the tight end, David Njoku. And this takes him into the red zone. He's brought down inside the 20-yard line.
We'll give a little credit here defensively. Even though they allow the first down, we've seen defenses really struggle bringing this big tight end to the ground, and they didn't allow him to pick up a bunch of yards after contact, but he was able to get just enough to pick up the first down.
That's complete. It's Cedric Tillman. And the Browns are going to be looking at a 1st and goal. They move it down to the 4.
This is what every offense looks to do, Mike. They want to attack the middle of the field. That's the most valuable real estate in football. And oftentimes, that's where the chunk plays come. Give it to your receiver on the move and let them do the rest.
Njoku, the tight end, is the one in motion. Here's Chubb. That play may have taken a little bit too long to develop. It's no gain. He's back at the 4-yard line.
What makes great linebackers stand out from the pack is their instincts and their vision. In this case, the linebacker has his keys, brings him right where the ball is going, and he's able to make a play at the point of attack and keep this to a no gain.
They give it, and it's 4. And he's going to lose yardage here, taken down back at the 8. Two minutes remain here in this first half. We'll come back to Philadelphia right after this. 3rd and goal. Here's Watson. He'll try to run for it. And he nearly takes it in, but they're going to say he's short of the goal line. So now it is 4th and goal. So instead of going for the first down, in comes the field goal unit. Bit of a surprise here. Hopkins' kick is good. And the Browns are on the board. They cut the lead to 6-3.
You know, I think it's safe to say here, Mike, as this offense leaves the field, they wanted to stay out there and go for it. But I think in this case, the coach is playing the long game. He understands that these 3 points now can end up being very valuable as this game moves along.
To return is Kenneth Gainwell. And he'll be brought down right around the 25-yard line. Here comes the Philly offense now as they make their way back onto the field. They lead by a field goal as they go to work with a 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, here's Hurts. He keeps it himself.
Well, that scramble is ultimately going to end up short of the 1st down, Mike, but it's going to help quite a bit. That's a great job by the quarterback. Just taking what the defense gives you, get downfield, pick up good yardage.
An enviable spot to operate from. Here's 2nd and inches. Here's Hurts. The open receiver is Dotson. And that's going to be a 1st down. A pickup of 9.
Nothing a quarterback loves more, Mike, than being able to pick up a 1st down without being forced to push the ball downfield and force it past the line to gain. He settles for the underneath check down. He's confident that his receiver is going to pick up the rest after the catch.
Now he'll run. And he'll be out of bounds, but not before he gets inside the 35-yard line. A gain there of 24 yards. Good for an Eagles 1st down.
This is an element to his game that we don't necessarily spend a lot of time talking about. He's not known as a traditional runner at the quarterback position. But when he has some space like he had here, he is more than capable of not only converting 1st downs, but picking up big chunk plays.
Man in motion is Brown. He'll run again. And this takes him into the red zone. He's brought down inside the 20-yard line.
They got to do a better job of keeping the quarterback contained in the pocket all week, Mike, against mobile quarterbacks. You talk about rushing as a group. This time they get a little undisciplined with their rush lane integrity, and he makes them pay.
Hurts looking to throw on 1st down. And that time, the pressure too much. He'll go down. Here's a timeout for Philadelphia. That is their 2nd as they stop it with 11 seconds remaining in this 1st half. Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. To throw is Hurts. That's caught. Saquon Barkley. And that'll go for a gain of 7. And it's going to set up 3rd down. Here's Jake Elliott now to try the field goal. This one from 39 yards out. 3 for 3 in the game as this one is also good. And the Eagles going to tack on 3 more, extending the lead here late in the 1st half.
And that's a really nice boost here before the break. I mean, you work the clock well, you're able to steal some points. The biggest thing is you're able to build a little momentum now going into the locker room at halftime.
This kick is fielded in the end zone, but no move to bring it out. It's touchback, and that ball will come out to the 30-yard line. On 1st and 10, here's Watson. Looking deep here for Tillman. And he's going to be taken down as time runs out on this first half of play. So we've reached halftime here in South Philly, and the Eagles are on top. As we get you down to Florida, Orlando specifically, it's where the coach is. Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report.
All right, Mike, thanks very much, and welcome in everyone to our halftime report. These two teams making their way back out of their locker room, so that means we're just about set for the second half. And to bring it your way, we go back out to Mike and Greg.
Okay, Coach, thanks a bunch. We'll see which team's adjustment's going to pay dividends here. Like we're going to play a big role in who wins this one. First half played out a bit as we expected. We'll see if there's a surprise coming up. Both teams set to go, and the second half is underway. He'll come across the 20 and taken down at the 21-yard line. Browns offense going to have a first crack at it as we begin this third quarter. They'll do so with 1st and 10. There's a short throw caught by Njoku. Love to start any drive like that. 18 on the first play. And a first down.
This pass defense, it just has to be better than this, Mike. They have to do a better job accounting for everybody in their coverages. They have to play their defense exactly according to the plan, because if not, this quarterback has enough weapons, he can spread the ball out and find the open space.
So from the 39, they come up on 1st and 10. Here's a handoff to Chubb. And he's going to be taken down right at midfield.
Well, Mike, you know the old saying, the more tight ends on the field, the better. And in this case, it worked out perfectly. A lot of big bodies on the field, hat for a hat. Nice job there by the back, picking up a good gain.
Unbalanced look here to the right side on 1st and 10. Back to throw is Watson. On throw, right side, taken by Njoku. And he's close to another first down as he's brought down just shy of the marker. Here's 2nd and 2. Shotgun snap to Watson. Going deep downfield for Judy. That one broken up. It's incomplete. All over him down the field. It'll set up 3rd down.
The defender saw this the entire way, Mike. He actually ran the route before the receiver even got to his spot. I think they're fortunate this one didn't end up getting picked and going the other way.
Now Watson keeping this on his own read. Moving this to the 36-yard line will give them enough. Chains will move. It's a first down.
Sometimes, Mike, the best plan is also the simplest plan. And for this team, just snap the ball to your quarterback, let him find some daylight, and go get that first down himself.
On play action, it's Watson. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be 2nd down.
Up until that incompletion, they've done a really nice job on this drive, Mike, picking up fresh sets of downs. And typically, throwing the ball on 1st down is a great way to do it. But now they find themselves in 2nd and 10. Do you keep it in the air and try to get the first down here? Or is the idea to just make 3rd down manageable and take your chances picking up a key 3rd down?
First down away to the 26-yard line. And here's 3rd down. From the shotgun, here's Watson. He'll try and get there on the ground. And they'll finally run him down, but not before he takes it inside the 15.
You certainly can't fault the secondary here. The coverage was almost too good downfield on 3rd down. The quarterback realized quickly there was nowhere for him to go with the ball, decides to become a runner. He's able to pick up the first down and some.
They can still get a first down at the 1. First and 10, they go from the 11. A run straight ahead, that's Ford, and that'll be a pickup of 3. Njoku, the tight end, is the one in motion. From the pistol, a give to Chubb. And he will score. Nick Chubb, touchdown Browns. Good drive. They kept the ball. Greg, they moved it effectively down the field and finish it off on the ground for the touchdown.
So often, Mike, we see teams work on a great drive to get down here close, only to settle for a field goal. But in this case, give them a lot of credit. They put a great drive together, but they're able to capitalize and finish it off with 6.
Dustin Hopkins now to add the extra point. It's up and through. And the Browns have taken the lead by a point here in the 3rd. Here's Hopkins now after the touchdown beyond the 25-yard line. The Eagles offense getting ready for their opening possession of this second half. The deficit is 1 as they'll search now for that go-ahead score. Hurts to the air on first down. This one is caught by Dotson. They'll mark him down up at the 44-yard line.
These curl routes, he's been running these routes since he was a young kid in Pop Warner football, and I like to call it pulling the string. You've got the defender thinking you're going downfield, and you stick that foot in the ground, work back to the quarterback, friendly to the ball, and really nice job picking up the first down.
He's able to get away from one man, but the reinforcements were there fast. He's taken down for a loss on the play.
And this is a great example of why it's so important on defense to sprint to the ball. His ability to make people miss is hard for one guy to get him on the ground. But when you can get everybody to the ball, eventually you can take them down. And in this case, they do it for a loss.
Now Jalen Hurts on second down. He'll get this complete. That's A.J. Brown. And that'll go for a gain of 7. And it's going to set up third down.
The receiver thought he had a nice soft spot in that zone coverage, and he settles down to give a nice target to the quarterback. But the defense had eyes on him the entire time. Secure rally tackle prevents that from turning into a big play.
Dotson, the man in motion. Third and short, and Hurts will throw. That's taken in left side by Smith. So, points at a premium. Defensive battle so far as we are through 3. Back with more after the break. You're tuned in to the NFL on EA Sports. A fresh set of downs to work with. It is first down and 10. Now Barkley. And a nice run there. He'll be stopped just shy of a first down. A pickup of 9.
This is one of those cases where having high-end speed in the backfield can be such a game changer. The offensive linemen don't need to hold their blocks quite as long. You give this guy a little bit of a crease, and man, he is gone.
Once again, it's Barkley. And nice work here. He's got the first down to about the 30-yard line. Now Hurts. A hit as he throws there. It's going to wind up incomplete. The pressure got to him that time, and it'll set up second down.
They got there in a hurry, didn't they, Mike? I mean, luckily for him, he saw that free rusher coming, and at the very least was able to get that ball out to prevent the sack.
A second down throw for Hurts. Oh, a lot of chances on that one. It was bouncing around, but it falls incomplete. Jahan Dotson was the intended receiver there. And third down coming up. From the shotgun, it's Hurts. Taking off, he'll try to get there. Good decision to take off. He gets 15 yards and a first down.
Having a quarterback with this ability to run is such an X factor in today's NFL. It's an element of their offense that you have to be prepared for on every single play. Here we see it on third down. Starts out as a pass, nowhere to go with the ball. He tucks it, turns into a runner, picks up the first down.
On the move at the 14-yard line, it's 1st and 10. Hurts now. That's a short one, caught by Goddard. And they'll get about half of what they needed. It's a pickup of 5 and sets up 2nd and 5.
And this is where the versatility of the tight end position really starts coming into play. Not only do they have to line up with their hand on the ground, but they can occasionally split out in the slot. And man, they're too fast for linebackers, and a lot of times they're too big for defensive backs.
He's got it at the 3. And they'll stop him just short of the goal line, but they are going to have enough to convert. It's going to be 1st and goal.
I love this concept here. Really good job by the other receivers clearing out that space. Big tight end comes down with the catch, and it's going to bring up 1st and goal.
Here's Barkley. And he'll just get up inside those big bodies up front, and he's in. Saquon Barkley. Touchdown, Eagles. What a game this has been. Back and forth we go, and that fourth quarter score changes the lead one more time.
And we've seen the lead go back and forth, Mike, and now the question is, can they get a stop? Can they find a way defensively to hang on to this lead and get themselves this big win?
Big play for the Eagles as they will try for 2.
The Eagles will set up for the 2-point conversion.
Hurts going to keep it on the option. And I don't think he got there. He did not. They mark him short. The try for 2 unsuccessful. So now playing with the lead after that fourth quarter touchdown. Time to kick it back the other way. On the return, it's Jerome Ford. And he'll be taken down right at the 29-yard line. Now it's the Browns' turn as they get set to take over again on offense. The deficit is 5, so they'll try to put a drive together here. They'll begin it with 1st and 10. Out of the gun, Watson. He'll get that complete to the tight end, Njoku.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, defense. Automatic 1st down.
This is 1st and 10. To throw is Watson. Throwing left side there, but it is incomplete.
He may have trusted his arm strength a little bit too much on that throw. 2 defenders in the area, work to your check down, work to an open receiver. I think in this case, he forces that ball, and ultimately, he's lucky he got away with it.
Here's Watson now on 2nd down. That's thrown right side, but incomplete.
I think the biggest issue and why they find themselves trailing in this game, Mike, has really just been the ups and downs of this passing game. And sometimes he's highly accurate and efficient, but at others, he just misses too many easy throws. Question is, are they going to be able to overcome this quarterback inconsistency and pull this game out?
This pass caught by Judy. And he's very close to a first down, but it doesn't look like he got there. And yes, they're going to mark him a yard short. So, 2 minutes to play here in the second half. Greg and I back for the conclusion in a moment. Here we go. This is 4th down. They snap it to Watson. And they're going to get the first down. They were forced to go for it, and it's going to work out for them.
I can't tell you, Mike, how many of these offensive skill players around the league, they look at man coverage as like a personal offense. After that last completion on the way back to the hole, I think he had a few choice words for him. I think he said, hey, man, you can't guard me one-on-one. You better ask your coach for some help, because if he doesn't, you're going to be in for a long day. Certainly not the biggest play of the day, but a good example of picking up positive yardage, staying ahead of the chains by a well-timed ball and a well-timed route.
Here's 2nd and 3 to go. They'll drop to throw. He finds Judy on that one. And they'll get him down after a gain of 5, but that is enough for a first down.
This is one of those throws where you're hoping you do most of the damage after the catch, but give credit to the defense. Once that ball was caught, they were on him quickly, and there was nowhere for him to go, Ash.
The ball deflected at least a couple of times, but it'll fall to the ground. It's incomplete. Darius Slay, Mr. Big Play, with his hands right around the ball again. He'll try again here. It's 2nd and 10. Again, it's Watson. That's over the middle to his tight end, Njoku. And they'll work this close to a first down, maybe just a tad short. The Philly faithful making some noise on their feet before 3rd down. Throwing again is Watson. He's going to run out of time. They get to him and bring him down.
If you can rush the passer, you can close out games, and that 3rd down sack is going to go a long way to closing this one out. Forces 4th and long, a desperate offensive possession. It's going to all come down to this 4th down try.
We are set for 4th and long. And he's going to go down. The pressure, once again, too much. And that should wrap this one up.
And that stop right there will do it. Even though they have 2 timeouts remaining, there's just not enough time on the clock to get another attempt. What a huge stop with the game on the line, and that will all but end this game.
The Eagles offense headed back to take over once more. The lead is 5 as they're going to start with this first down. Hurts down to a knee, and that will wrap this one up. Now we'll get a timeout, Cleveland. That's their 2nd, as they'll stop it with 25 seconds remaining on the clock. Lost one on the last play, so now it's 2nd and 11. Hurts down to a knee, and that will wrap this one up. The Browns going to use the last of their timeouts now, and the clock stops with 23 seconds to go in the ballgame. The last 2 runs each lost a yard. Now they're looking at a 3rd and 12.
In punt formation for the Eagles.
So it's a win here for the Eagles. They use a little home cooking here. They play a complete football game, and they send their fans home quite happy. So that'll just about do it for Greg Olson and our entire team. I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. The Eagles are winners, as we say, so long from South Philly.